Hi, welcome to the Improved Garage YouTube channel. If you haven't subscribed, please click the subscribe button. So today I've got a couple small things that arrived from Amazon. I picked up a headphone case that I'm hoping will hold my Sennheiser HD6XXs. This is from Amazon. I'll post a link in the description. It's a decent size case. It's from Geekria, Geekria. Inside the package, there is a warning. It has a YKK zipper, which has really good action, feels good. The case is semi-rigid. And there's also a bag in here for you to put your cables in, which is a nice added touch. It's a nice like leather bag with pull strings on it, or drawstrings. Then inside this Amazon box, I've got a couple other things. Actually, some packaging from Amazon for once. All right, so I picked this up. This is a Fosi Audio. It was $45. It's an amplifier, a little 2-channel amplifier. And this is going to be used to run a pair of speakers that I have on my hot tub. So it is a small desktop amplifier. You can see how big it is in my hand. It's supposed to be 20 watts by 2. It's got RCA inputs, power, and then 5-way binding post connectors to connect to speakers, which are a nice touch. The binding posts are super small on it, which is interesting. And then on the front, power on off, volume dial. That's it, nice and simple. Comes with a power brick as well. It's a 19-volt power brick, and this says it takes anywhere from 12 to 24 volts. And this is the box that it came in. I will let you guys know how it works and provide a link in the description if it doesn't suck. I had one that was, I think it was Kinter was the brand. It came from Amazon that I was using for the last couple of months, and it died. So this at least powers on. So we'll try it out, see how it works. I use that to run a pair of, on my hot tub I have a pair of outdoor speakers, and I have a Chromecast audio that just hangs out there and it plays music while we're in the hot tub. And it all hangs out in a waterproof NEMA enclosure that's kind of mounted to the back of our hot tub. I ordered another one of these, so I've actually already gotten this package in the past, but they were super nice and I had a need for more, so I ordered some more. So these are Anker cables. And Anker, I really like them as a company. They make really good stuff. These are micro USB cables, so they're USB-A to micro USB. I'm using one of them for my shit stack. I have one of them in my case. I have like a travel case that if I want to take my shit stack to work or somewhere else, I can do that. And I thought that it'd be nice to have these in a couple other spots because I've got a bunch of micro USB devices floating around. They're just really well made. Anker does a lifetime warranty on their cables. I've never made a warranty claim against them because the ones that have broken have been like my dog chewed them or something along those lines, but they just build quality products, and it was like 15 bucks for a pair of them or something along those lines. Last thing from Amazon today is this Wali Monitor wall mount. And I'm going to use that here in this location. So you'll notice that I have my Emotiva speaker and amplifier sitting there, and then I've got this this monitor that's just kind of hanging out. And I don't have a lot of room for keyboard and mouse and stuff on this side of the cabinet. I've got a power supply back there. Anyway, so I'm going to put the monitor on a mount, bring it over here a little bit so that it can kind of fold up, but it can also come out and do what I need it to do, and then that'll free up some space where the stand currently lives for these to be. I can adjust that amplifier that's sitting there and give myself some more room. So I've actually used this mount before. My stepson has one in his bedroom, and he uses it for a 24-inch monitor. And it's been fine, so I don't expect it to be any different here. So just opening the box here. We've got our mount arm. We have some mounting hardware. Stored energy hazard. Make sure you read and understand the following instructions before you start to assemble and use this product. So basically, when we cut this, it's going to open up like that. So this mounts on the wall like a TV mount would, and then this arm is able to be manipulated. It goes up and down and left and right, and all kinds of different ways. And then there's adjustable tension in this arm with this screw that's on the back here, where I can adjust the tension to match the weight of the monitor that I have hanging on it, so that it can hold up the monitor, but it's not jamming it up into the cabinet in my case, or ceiling, or wherever it may end up being. For mounting hardware, they gave a couple lag bolts, they gave a couple expanding adapters, and a couple washers in here for mounting it to the wall. And then there's plastic caps here to kind of go over those bolts. And then for the other side, they gave what look to be 6mm and 8mm. I'm going to say they are. They might be 4s and 6s. Screws for the monitor. So whatever size hole your monitor has on the VESA mount, there's 2 sets of screws here with different threads to fit that. So yeah, I don't expect that I'll run into any issues with this. Like I said, we've had one in our lives for about a year now. It hasn't given us a single issue. It just does what it's supposed to do. So I ordered another one, and this was also cheap. It's like 20 bucks or something like that. I'll post a link in the description. There's a removable bracket that goes in the back of your monitor, and then it just kind of hangs on here, and there's a screw to hold it in place. There is cable routing in the bottom of this. There's a screw here that you can remove this cap, or you can kind of fish it through the holes. And then there's one on the bottom as well. So we'll get that installed. I'll do a separate video installing it. And then the very last package that I received today is from a company called Snake Oil. And I might have talked about them in my shit video when I talked about my shit stack. I ordered cables from Snake Oil and from Straight Wire that are provided by shit, but they're made by those 2 companies. So Snake Oil makes accessories specifically for shit products, and I ordered a couple things from them. So this is what they call a Snake Oil streamer. So this is it's kind of like a wooden enclosure with a little, what's probably similar to a Raspberry Pi on the bottom. And you put your shit stack on top of this, and this gives you something that you can stream to. There is a micro USB, or a micro SD card on the side of it. And then on the back there are 2 micro USB ports. Inside the box, I have this micro USB power supply, as well as a male-to-male micro USB cable. So the idea is that this goes in here and plugs into the shit stack, and then this powers both of them together. So we'll get this unboxed, we'll play with it a little bit, I'll give you a review once I've had the opportunity to play with it. But it seems pretty cool, and this was about $100, so we'll see if it's worth it or not. It might be, it might not be, but it looks like they support a bunch of different products, a bunch of different like Tidal and stuff like that as streaming services. So I'm interested to try it and see how it sounds, and kind of go from there. All right, so I got the monitor arm installed. I'm just going to kind of show you what this looks like here. Like I mentioned, I have another one of these elsewhere in the house, so I'm already pretty familiar with it. So the mount, you want to mount it onto a stud. Find a stud in the wall, bolt it in, very simple. Use your stud finder. It comes with those expanding things. I don't personally like to rely on those for anything. And then this adjustment is the amount of spring pressure that there is, like holding the monitor up. So you want it to be light enough that you can put the monitor down, and also heavy enough that if you put it up, it stays up. So there's a plus and minus screw on here. The more you turn it towards the plus, the more lifting action it's going to have, and the more you turn it towards the minus, the more it'll fall. So if you have a really lightweight monitor, you might need to turn it a little bit more towards the minus to have it come down, otherwise it might creep up over time. And if you have a really heavy monitor, you might need to turn it more towards the plus to keep it from falling. But where I'm at right now is pretty good. You know, and I can turn this out, I can go like that. I can have it be out in front and proud of my cabinet and not down below it. But I can also kind of take this back and put that away if I choose to do so fairly easily. I have a camera here. The camera is normally on the top, and I really only use that when I'm working from the garage, which I'm not doing much of anymore, so I might just remove the camera altogether. But the other option is that I could put the camera on the bottom. The monitor does include cable management, so if you look at the cables, I have power, I've got HDMI, and I've got a USB. Those are all running through this cable manager here into there, and then you know, kind of running along the bottom and then back into my computer. And that, you know, kind of the whole purpose of this was to allow me to have that amplifier below the monitor without it really affecting my ability to work on the computer. And now I can use the keyboard and mouse and all of that stuff wherever I want it to be. Now I might move this amplifier somewhere else in the future. I'm thinking maybe up on top of the shelf or something along those lines. I'll figure that out. But for now, I like it where it sits. You know, it works well. But we'll see what I decide to change in the future. Never know. But that's it. You know, thanks for watching. Please subscribe. This is obviously a simple video. I'm trying to do a couple shorter videos. I had some feedback on some of my videos that they were too long and too drawn out. So I'm trying to do these short videos. Apparently, no one has an attention span anymore, which, whatever, I understand. So anyway, fairly happy with this. Cheap stand. One thing to be aware of is, you know, there's a certain amount of height and a certain amount that it can drop. Like, it has limits. So where I'm at, you know, maybe I should be a little bit lower on that stud to give myself a little bit more down, but I'm kind of right here anyway. So I don't really want to go any further down, and I've got a lot of up, and I think that works fairly well for me, and, you know, I can do whatever I need to do, and it's a garage computer. It doesn't have to be perfect, but I do work from it from time to time. Sit here and spend the day out in the garage working.